Today, we got two of the biggest baddies in all of Marvel going head to head. Thanos versus Apocalypse. Who's coming out top here? Let's find out. Thanos is a genocidal warlord from Titan, whose own main objective was to bring stability to the universe, as he believed its massive population would inevitably use up the universe's entire supply of resources and condemn it. To complete this goal, Thanos set about tracking down the Infinity Stones, as the combined might could wipe out half of the universe. Thanos is easily the most powerful beings in the entire universe, and is arguably the strongest person in the whole MCU. He's crushed the Tesseract in the palm of his hand, snapped Loki's neck with one hand, to just rip apart pieces of Iron Man's armor. He was able to effortlessly overpower and beat the Hulk, destroy Vision's vibranium body with ease, really overpower and throw around Thor during their fights. He was even able to shatter Captain America's shield with his double-edged sword, which was previously thought to be impossible. Thanos is also insanely durable, simply for the fact he's able to wield the Infinity Gauntlet, which is the same thing that nearly killed Hulk. Thanos has also taken attacks from Hulk. A barrage of attacks from Iron Man only produced a drop of blood. He took attacks from worthy Captain America, from Scarlet Witch, from Captain Marvel, and Thanos even survived when Thor impaled him with Stormbreaker in his chest, although it did severely injure him. Then, despite his great size and sheer mass, Thanos is surprisingly agile and moves with grace while in a fight. He's also one of the most extraordinary fighters in the universe, thanks to having a millennia of fighting experience. He effortlessly beat Hulk to nothing more than a bloody pulp, was actually able to battle against Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America all at the same time. He managed to fight off Thor, who was dual-wielding both Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, and overcame Steve when he had Mjolnir on his side. Thanos also got his double-edged sword, which is his primary weapon when he's not able to wield the Infinity Gauntlet. And even though this sword is no Infinity Gauntlet, it's really no joke, seeing as how he's able to cut right through Captain America's vibranium shield. So, that's we got one corner, the Mad Titan, Thanos. But, entering the ring, here at the corner, the first mutant, Apocalypse. Apocalypse, born in Sabanur, was an immensely powerful and ancient mutant. He's believed to be the very first mutant and the father of all mutant kind, having lived for several millennia. Apocalypse has immense strength and durability, allowing him to physically dominate other mutants and take attacks from them with no problem, even withstanding a short period blast from the Phoenix. He's surprisingly quick, being able to see Quicksilver's movements and react to them. Also has a regenerative healing factor, as he instantly healed from having his throat cut open and healed from Phoenix's disintegration blast. Apocalypse has a plethora of powers, of being able to create immensely powerful force fields capable of holding off Storm, Cyclops, and Magneto, teleport across the entire world, and he can transfer his essence and body from one host to another. Apocalypse is telekinesis that borders on manipulation, disintegrating objects, fusing people with walls, and managed to create the pyramids when he was young, and toured a large part of the city of Cairo to create another pyramid before the climactic battle. He's also able to absorb powers from every new host body that he inhabits, absorb vast amounts of information inhumanly quick, and is even a powerful telepath, being able to battle the mind of Professor X. He's also another powerful telepath. Finally, Apocalypse can bestow upon others great powers and abilities, even enhance their own natural mutant powers, as he'll periodically do with each new generation of his four horsemen. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now today we got two of the biggest bads in their respective universes going head to head. Thanos, the Mad Titan, toughest villain in the MCU, is going up against Apocalypse, one of the toughest villains over in the Fox X-Men universe, and the Godfather of all mutants. So who's coming out on top? Let's find out. Also, as a way to counter all of Apocalypse's many powers, we're going to be giving Thanos a partial Infinity Gauntlet here in this fight, like the one he had on Titan. Because without the gauntlet, Thanos is pretty much just a physical threat. He really has no way to counter Apocalypse telekinesis, matter manipulation, all of that. So, partial Infinity Gauntlet. But let's also talk about physicality here first for a sec. Now, it's really hard to argue that anyone in the MCU is stronger than Thanos. He's just as strong, if not stronger, than the Hulk. Was able to easily defeat the Hulk, effortlessly snap Loki's neck, and kick Thor around like he was nothing. He's able to hold off both Thor and worthy Captain America. Easily overpowered Iron Man, shattered his armor, and even managed to easily crush Vision's vibranium skull, rip out the Mind Stone from his forehead. And then there's his fight with Captain Marvel. For almost a year, Captain Marvel was being hyped up as the strongest hero in the MCU, the one who was going to beat Thanos and turn the tide for the Avengers. Yet the first time that Carol went up against Thanos, when Thanos didn't have the Infinity Gauntlet, they would overpower her and send her flying away. Second time, Captain Marvel managed to hold back Thanos' hand and actually overpower him and knock him to his knees. But this doesn't necessarily mean that Captain Marvel is stronger than Thanos, because Thanos has got the Infinity Gauntlet on at the time. The Infinity Gauntlet had enough power to completely ruin Hulk's arm, kill Iron Man, even significantly injure Thanos the second time he used it. So putting it on here definitely weakened Thanos to some degree. Yet he was still able to hold his own and actually hold her back for a time with just one hand while she was using two. Then Thanos is also incredibly durable. He's taking attacks from Hulk, from Iron Man, and really he's taking attacks from most all the Avengers and all the Guardians, no problem. He's taking lightning blasts from both Thor and Captain America, got right back up. Taking photon blasts from Captain Marvel, been right back at it. He'll survive at Scarlet Witch's attack, and she actually has enough power to destroy an Infinity Stone. Also, just wielding the Infinity Gauntlet is an incredible durability feat. Tony said that the glove is channeling enough energy to light up a continent, and Joe and Anthony Russo said that Hulk was the only Avenger who could possibly wield the stones. Thor, even Captain Marvel, couldn't do it. Yet Thanos was able to wield the gauntlet, snap his fingers on multiple occasions, or wield the gauntlet and still fight against Carol. On the other hand, Apocalypse doesn't have too many purely strength feats to write home about. Yes, he's able to power and throw on the X-Men, but that's really nothing compared to what Thanos did in the MCU. He's also got a healing factor, as he quickly recovered from Mystique, disguised as Psylocke, slashing his throat. But you could also argue this means he's not as durable as Thanos, considering that Thanos had never been cut with a simple katana. However, something that's definitely not debatable is that Apocalypse is faster. I mean, he was fast enough to see Quicksilver in motion and manipulate the ground so that Peter was tripped up. Thanos never showed anything approaching that level of speed. But the much more interesting side of this battle are all the villains' other powers. Apocalypse has casually trapped a man inside a wall, made a group of people sink into the floor. He's disintegrated a gun, disintegrated a wall with a gesture, used dust from a wall to instantly decapitate 3 ordinary people. Upon reawakening in Egypt, he managed to trigger an earthquake whose effects could be felt all the way up to Germany and Poland. But there are 2 acts of telekinesis that I really want to hone in on. In a previous body, Apocalypse managed to casually move tons of rocks and stones to form the pyramids, which definitely suggests that his telekinesis is powerful enough to restrain and throw around Thanos. Then right before the big climactic battle, Apocalypse was able to tear apart a massive area of Cairo and constructed a huge pyramid in the middle of the city. A pyramid that was so intricate and complex, there were even detailed statues built inside. Now, it's kind of debatable whether or not Apocalypse can telepathically attack Thanos, because according to him, he's able to defend himself and others from mental attacks, but says the ability to see inside a mind and control it is Professor X's gift. Then finally, Apocalypse got his force fields. These force fields have held off a massive barrage of metal thrown at him by Magneto, forced Cyclops' optic beams to just reflect off the field, and even temporarily held off against a Phoenix blast from Jean Grey. Although the force field isn't completely invincible, as a combination of Jean's fire, Magneto's metal, Cyclops' beam, and Storm's lightning was enough to eventually overwhelm both his regeneration and his force field and kill him. But what about Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet? Well, with the Space Stone, Thanos stopped Loki from stabbing him by holding the knife in place. He's able to crush and throw War Machine's armor, disable Falcon's wings, manage to manipulate the density of the Hulkbuster suit, turning it intangible and trapping it in a wall. Also just straight up threw a singularity at Doctor Strange. With the Reality Stone, Thanos managed to turn Drax into a shattered stone, Mantis to shreds, and turn Star-Lord's gun into bubbles, as well as transforming a cloud of rubble into a massive swarm of bats. Basically, reality was his to control and alter at will. Then the Power Stone, well, it would have supposedly killed Thor, destroyed a gateway to the mirror dimension, and blown apart a massive structure that Iron Man threw at him. Then Thanos is also constantly using the stones in tandem with each other, using the Power Stone and Space Stone to torture Nebula, break apart chunks of a moon and throw them at Tony, or use the Space and Reality Stone to fold space or to pull Doctor Strange closer to him. So they can actually do a lot of the same stuff: teleportation, telekinesis, manipulation, the like. The question is just who's better at it? And I actually like Thanos with the stones here. Apocalypse destroyed a portion of Cairo or built up the pyramids, while Thanos destroyed a moon and proceeded to hurl chunks of that moon down on our heroes. He did it a whole lot faster than Apocalypse did. Apocalypse got a force field, well, Thanos could presumably bust through it given enough time with the Power Stone, or he could just bypass it altogether, use a Space Stone to pull Apocalypse toward him, and just punch his face in. And you want to say that Apocalypse uses telekinesis to just disintegrate the Infinity Gauntlet or behead Thanos? Well, I guess it's possible. We haven't really seen Apocalypse do something on that scale, but I guess it is possible. But what's stopping Thanos from using the Reality Stone to turn Apocalypse into stone, or to shreds, or just leave him lying there on the floor? We've actually seen Thanos do that before. It's never been suggested that Apocalypse's force fields could block an instantaneous attack like what would come from the Reality Stone. So who's coming out on top here? Well, without the Infinity Gauntlet, Apocalypse's versatility carries him to victory. But with the Gauntlet, well, Thanos is definitely coming out on top here. Thanos wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure the like button, subscribe button, turn notification on the DanCo Army, and I will see you next time.